Hi everyone. Okay, so I don't know whether everyone is in here, but because this video is live and after that it will be posted to YouTube, so I'm just going to go ahead and teach lah. Okay, I hope that everyone is in class, and I hope that you all are comfortable. Okay, please have your workbooks and your textbooks with you. Okay, I'm just going to do a short sound check. If you cannot hear me, please let me know in the live chat. Okay, and if you have any questions, you can ask me in the live chat or you can ask me in the WhatsApp group lah. But WhatsApp group a bit susah because right now I'm more focused on this live thing, so I will have to answer the live group, like the live chat later lah. Okay, so currently there are 5 people, grand total of 5 people watching. Okay, can I have, I'm going to wait for a few more lah. Okay, there's 36 of you, so there should be like, at least 20 like people watching. Okay, can you guys like hurry up and come in? So far, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 people have written their attendance. Okay, waiting for the rest lah. Okay, then can the rest please come in as soon as possible so that we can start. Okay. If you have your workbook with you, please turn to page 76. And if you have your textbooks with you, I will let you know which page to turn to, because textbook is mostly it's just going to be homework. And tomorrow when I go to school, I will talk about the exercise that I gave yesterday. Okay, so for today, jangan dulu hantar kau punya kerja rumah. Okay, just take it home because there is something that I need to comment about it before I can collect it. Okay, all right. Let's see. That's 9. That's 10. That's 11. Okay. Let's just wait a little bit more. I'll just wait a little bit more and then we'll start. Oh yeah, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, it's a bit windy because my mic was facing the fan, but now I think it should be better because my fan is off. Yeah, if there's a problem with the audio, please let me know. Okay, because it's pretty risky that I'm holding this, and I'm also going to walk around and teach this also lah. If you cannot see the screen, okay, don't sorry. If you cannot see the whiteboard, don't worry. I will try to write as big as I can. All right. Okay, Funders and Marvin are together. Maximus, Chongse. All right, so I'm going to start. The rest of you, if you're late, then you're late. Okay, it's already 7:06. So I'm just going to start. All right, so please turn to page 76. Okay, turn to page 76 on your this one. And today our task is going to be changing non-linear equations. Okay, we're going to change it to linear equations. Okay, changing non-linear equations to linear equations. Now, just to give you a little bit of revision. Okay, linear equations, the standard form for linear equations. Okay, the standard form for any linear equation is the formula for the straight line, which is y equals to mx plus c. Okay, this one we know since coordinate geometry, since don't know when lah. Okay, we know that the formula or the equation of a straight line, okay, or a linear equation, okay, is always given in this form: y equals to mx plus c. But okay, in this chapter, I want you to set it in your mind that y and x are not necessarily y and x. Okay, so I like to call this as y-axis equals to gradient multiplied by x-axis plus y-intercept. Okay, I repeat, y-axis equals to gradient darab dengan x-axis plus the y-intercept. So the y-axis and the x-axis can take many forms. Okay, for example, when you were doing the exercise yesterday, okay, you plotted this graph. Okay, you plotted this graph, which is x squared against xy. Okay, notice that now the x squared against xy. Notice that now the y-axis is no longer y. Is now known as x squared, and the x-axis is known as xy. Okay, so if I were to write this equation of a straight line, I think yesterday when you draw the graph, it should be like this lah. So yesterday when you drew the graph, okay, it should be like this. So I should be able to express this equation begini, x squared equals to gradient times x-axis plus c. Okay, so this now becomes the equation of a linear line. Okay, equation of a straight line. Tapi diterangkan dari segi paksi-paksi yang diberi. Okay, it is explained in terms of the axis that is given. Okay, so the axis will always change. Okay, but what never changes, okay, is the shape. Okay, is the shape of the linear equation formula. Okay, so we in this chapter we have to really throw it out of our minds. No, we have to forget that y is y and x is x. Cannot be. Okay, the y-axis can take many forms. Dalam case ini, our y-axis is actually x squared, and our x-axis is xy. So set it in your minds that it is always y-axis equals to gradient times x-axis plus y-intercept. Okay, and sometimes I can change it around lah. Saya boleh kasih ubah-ubah. Oh, sorry wait, let me go take a tissue paper. Okay, I'm back. Sorry Okay, sometimes I can even change it around. Okay, I can even change it around to be y equals to c plus mx. Okay, same thing lah, actually. Just dia punya urutan saja bertukar. Okay, it can be y-intercept plus gradient times x-axis. Okay, yang kita tahu, the one thing that we know for sure is that the gradient and the x-axis must be together. Okay, this one tidak boleh ada kompromi. Alright, great. Thank you guys for your writing attendance. Those of you that haven't written your attendance in the live chat, please write it below so that I know siapa yang berkongsi and siapa yang mendengar sendirilah. I hope that if you're listening on your own, you have an earphone because different people are going to get the broadcast at different times. So you're going to hear a lot of echo lah. Okay, so I'm going to continue. So if you take a look at page 76, okay, look at the example given. Okay, the first example is you have this non-linear equation, which is x squared y equals to minus 3x. Minus 3x equals to 5x squared. Okay, this is the non-linear equation. Alright, and then they say change to linear equation di mana the y-axis, okay, is y. Okay, that means we have to change this one so that the y-axis is only y, which means kita hanya mahu y saja di sebelah sini. So the first thing we have to do is move this across. So this becomes x squared y equals to 5x squared plus 3x. Okay, don't worry about it. After that, how do we make the x squared y become y? Because we know in our minds, it's always y equals to mx plus c. Sorry, y-axis equals to x-axis plus c. So we want our y-axis to be y. Right now, our y-axis is not y. So what do? We divide everything by x squared. So this becomes y equals to 5x squared over x squared plus 3x over x squared. Okay, let's simplify this. We will get y equals to 5 plus 3 over x. Okay, and this becomes an equation which is a linear form. Okay, linear form sebab kita nampak dengan jelas y equals to, okay, but because the x is over here, that means this one is the gabungan of the gradient and the x-axis. This one is the y-intercept. Okay, because there's no letter together with it, ma. Okay, so if this is the y-intercept, okay, so the question is now, which is the gradient and which is the this one? So this is a skill that you need to learn. 3 over x actually is the same as 3 times 1 over x. Okay, with a lot of practice, this will be fine. Okay, just need to get used to this. So that means this is our y-intercept. How about these two? Okay, obviously this one has to be our x-axis and this one is our gradient. Okay, so today's exercise is all about changing non-linear equations to linear equations. That's all I want you to do today, because this is a very important skill. So I'm purposely setting 1 hour just to make sure that you can do this. I know that you only have 6 questions in this example, okay, of which I only want you to do number 1 to number 4, because number 5, number 6 ada lain sikit ceritanya lah. Okay, so that's the first thing I want you to do. Okay, tolong ambil tahu apakah paksi y. Okay, inside this, inside the question given lah. Okay, I'm just gonna do question number 1 for you, and then the rest of it you will do it on your own lah. Okay. Okay, so question number 1 in your this one says apa ini? Okay, y equals to 7x minus 1 over x. Okay, number 1, it is a non-linear equation because there are 2 x's involved. Number 2, one of the x is kuasa 1 and the other x is per x. So definitely not linear equation. Okay, so in order for it to change to the linear equation, take a look at the y-axis given in the question. Dia suruh kita tukar y-axis kita pergi xy. Okay, so we know that on this side, we have to change the xy. So how do we change y to become xy? We multiply everything by x. Okay, so kita darab semua dengan x. So sebelah kiri akan jadi xy. Setiap satu ini akan didarab dengan x. So this becomes 7x squared minus 1 over x times x will be 1. And this is a linear equation. Okay, di mana paksi y kita adalah xy. Okay, what about the paksi x? Paksi x is x squared. Okay, so because this is x squared, sorry, because this is our x-axis, ini apa? This is our gradient. And this will become our y-intercept. Okay, so as I said just now, it can be mx plus c, it can be c plus mx. Okay, the thing that we know is mana-mana yang ada huruf itu, itulah kita punya paksi x. Okay, that one we don't change. Sorry, I'm looking at the attendance and I'm not seeing the silent boys here. So I wonder whether they're in class. Like Abel Zone, Aiman, Adam, Arthur, siapa lagi yang silent? All the A boys lah. Okay, all the A boys are like, dia orang tidak tulis kah itu attendance. So I'm like a bit worried because yeah, because I'm getting all the Teen Kosong boys in here, which is good. Okay, good for you all. But the A boys are not here. So yeah, I hope that the A boys can listen to this lah. Okay, so this is how we answer number 1. Oh yes, Adam is in quarantine. I hope Adam can watch this from home though. Adam, if you're at home and you're watching this, hi. Most of the A boys are absent. Wow, Adam quarantine, so the whole class, the whole A boys quarantine. Okay. All right. So I hope that you can, get an idea of how to do this lah. Okay, number one. All right, next thing, please turn to page 77. Okay, I want to explain our examples and then let you all do. I should be done in about 10 to 15 minutes. And then after that, you can do this exercise on your own. Okay, turn to page 77. Okay, now, so you are given an equation and a graph. Okay, I'm going to do the example first. I'm going to do the example. Okay, okay, so the example is you're given this equation. H over y minus 1 over x equals to k. Okay, and then you're given this graph. Okay, the graph is 1 over y and 1 over k. 1 over x, sorry. Okay, 1 over x. Okay, and then you're given this graph over here, di mana this is the y-intercept, which is 5. Okay, and then over here is 6 and 8. All right, so there's a reason why they give all this. Okay, first thing I want you to recognize is that this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. But look at our equation. Our equation kan has macam tiada bentuk langsung because look at our y-axis. Okay, it's h over y. Sedangkan y-axis kita adalah 1 over y. So that means we need to change this first. Okay, we need to change this so that it looks like this one. So let's start. So h over y minus 1 over x equals to k. Now, we know that our y-axis is 1 over y. So, die also. Okay, mati-mati pun sebelah kiri kita mesti jadikannya 1 over y. So, let's take it step by step. The first step is move the 1 over x across. So, h over y equals to k plus 1 over x. Okay. Then, kita masih lagi ada h over y. So, it's problematic. We have to make it 1 over y. So, we divide everything by h. Divide everything by h, we'll get 1 over y equals to k over h plus 1 over hx. And this one I taught you already. We can split this so that we have this 1 over x. So 1 over y equals to k over h plus 1 over h and 1 over x. Ini saya kasih pisahkan jadi begini. So that saya nampak bahawa ini adalah kita punya paksi y. This is my x-axis. So this makes what? 1 over h is our gradient. Okay. Yeah, I kind of miss the response from people. I feel like I'm Dora answering my own questions, but oh well. And k over h is our y-intercept. Okay. So, how do we find the value of k and h? Is we have to use this information. 1 over h is our gradient. And k over h is our y-intercept. Okay. From this graph, can we count the gradient? Yes, you can. Okay. You can count the gradient, which is just 8 minus 5 over 6 minus 0. Okay. In our example already given lah. Okay. 8 minus 5. 6 minus 0 is 3, 1 over 2. Okay. Therefore, 1 over h, which is our gradient from the equation, equals to 1 over 2, which is the gradient that you calculated. Sorry, that you calculated. Okay. Therefore, h equals to 2. Okay. And because of that, we know that our y-intercept is 5. So, k over h from the equation equals to 5 from the graph. Do we know the value of h? Yes, we do. So, k over 2 equals to 5. Therefore, k equals to 10. Okay, so this is also another important skill. Okay, how to convert the equation that is given, which is non-linear, change it so that it is linear like the graph. This one must happen first. You cannot just use this and this. Remember, y is no longer y. Okay, y can be 1 over y can be, x can be 1 over x. You need to change the equation, okay, so that it must look like our graph. Okay, the most common mistake lah, okay, kesilapan yang paling lazim orang fikirkan adalah ini 6 dan ini 8 ini adalah x and y, which is totally wrong. Okay, 6 actually is 1 over x and 8 is actually 1 over y. Okay, this is the most common mistake. So what most people will do, okay, apa yang kebanyakan orang akan buat lah is, in order to find the h and this one, right, sebab diorang fikir simultaneous equations. Oh sorry, sebab diorang fikir simultaneous equations. So most of the time what they will do, they will do h over 8 minus 1 over 6 equals to k. Salah, salah, salah. Tak boleh. Okay, because 8 dan 6 bukan lagi y dan x. Okay, 8 adalah 1 over y and 6 adalah 1 over x. Dia mesti ikut graph. Okay, this is the one thing that you must remember in this chapter, is that you have to look at the axis properly. Y is no longer y and x is no longer x. Okay, y-axis can be a lot of things. X-axis can be a lot of things. Okay, but as I said lah, okay, we have to do exercises in order for us to get used to this idea. Okay, so that is the second example in page 77. The last one is in page 78. Okay, turn to page 78 in your workbook. Okay, so page 78 in your workbook, now they say, okay, express y in terms of x. Okay, let's worry about that later. Now the thing that we need to do is, we need to form the equation. How to form the equation? Okay, how to form equation. Okay, number one, always identify. Identify y-axis and x-axis. Okay, that's the first step. Second step, calculate gradient. Third step, determine the y-intercept. Okay, and then after that, okay, finally, okay, put into y equals to mx plus c. Put all these four in y equals to mx plus c. Okay, so in the example given to you, okay, in the example given to you, you have over here is x plus y, over here is x squared. Okay, your graph is like this. This titik over here is 0, 14, and over here is 4 and 2. Okay, let's take it step by step. Step number one, determine the x-axis and the y-axis. So, y-axis is x plus y. X-axis is x squared. Okay, step number one, done. Step number two, calculate the gradient. Okay, calculate the gradient is very easily done because two coordinates given to you. Very simple. So, 14 minus 2 over 0 minus 4. Okay, gradient lah. Don't have to bother with the y2 minus y1. Tak payah. Just, if you know the formula, just do it. Okay, 14 minus 2, 0 minus 4. So we will get negative 3. Okay, so gradient equals to negative 3. Step number 2, done. Step number 3, determine the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the y-coordinate when the x is 0. So c equals to 14. That put into our acuan. Okay, kasi masuk di dalam, put inside our cake mold lah. Okay, acuan cake. So y equals to mx plus c. Let's put it all in. Our y is x plus y equals to m negative 3. Our x-axis is x squared plus 14. Okay, and then only after that, you can do the question, which is express y in terms of x. That means saya mau jawapan akhir kita y sahaja. So, move the x across lor. Y equals to negative 3x squared plus 4 minus x. Done. Okay, as long as I get this y in the end. So basically, this is changing a linear equation to a non-linear equation. Okay, based on this one. Based on all this one. So next week, when we go, when we continue this chapter, everything that you have learned since yesterday, today, and tomorrow, okay, all will be accumulated into one singular question. Okay, but these beginning stages now, we are breaking it up. We're breaking it up so that, okay, you get all these skills first. And I want you to master all these skills first, especially today's one. Okay, today's one is very important. The first thing we did today was how to change non-linear to linear equations. Secondly is how to write an equation in terms of the graph given. And number 3, how to change a non-linear equation, change the linear equation back to a non-linear equation. Okay, so what I'm going to let you do now is I want you to answer all the way until page 79. Okay, answer question A, B, and C lah. 76 to 79, questions A, B, and C. Finish it all. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me in the WhatsApp group. Okay, and then after that, before 8 o'clock lah, okay, I will give you the homework for today. So yesterday's homework plus today's homework, baru kamu bawa besok. Okay, don't hantar yesterday's homework yet. Because yesterday's homework, there's something that I want to comment, which I haven't commented lah. Okay. All right. So if you have any questions, you can ask me in the WhatsApp group. But that's all that I want to teach today. So those of you that are absent from school, I hope that you can watch this video and you can also do these exercises on your own. All right. So take care, guys. Have a good day. I will see you all tomorrow.